Welcome back to This Week in Agribusiness. Since a peak in mid-November, soybean oil values have been declining. There's concerns about demand for renewable fuel and also exports. But as the industry looks forward, growers are still optimistic and they are still working to innovate. Recently, I had the chance to talk with Kyle Durham. He's a farmer and United Soybean board member, and we talked about high oleic soybeans and what they're doing for the industry.
Just as a bit of background, this was a novel technology found to increase the oleic content of the soybean oil itself. So what we see with that is an additional group of properties that this oil has that traditional soybean oil just simply doesn't have. And so what it's done is it's allowed soybean oil to play in places that it hasn't. It's expanded the number of industrial uses, for example, that we can use for this oil, but it also comes across as a healthier oil too.
Interesting. Healthier in what way?
Because of the higher oleic content, other oils that are high in oleic content are things like olive oil. So, folks have recognized over the years, the beneficial properties of olive oil, and high oleic soybean oil could potentially, prove to have those same results.
That is interesting. And I understand that also we're seeing high oleic beans work into feed rations. Is that right?
Absolutely. That's been the most exciting thing here lately is that we've had several studies funded through the Soy Checkoff that have taken a look at roasting whole high oleic soybeans and including those in dairy cattle rations. And what we've seen in that is that it correlates to a higher milk fat percentage coming out of those dairy cattle. So really an effective way for dairy farmers across the state and across the country to capture additional value in what can sometimes be a pretty challenging marketing environment.
Look at that, a USB investment adding value to soybean growers across the country and adding values to dairy farmers. That's quite a testament to the work of the farmer leaders of the USB.
Well, what we in agriculture realize is that we really can lift all ships at the same time. Animal agriculture has forever been the #1 consumer of soybean meal and whole soybeans. And that's not going to change anytime soon. So we realize at USB and through our other organizations that we have to have those strong partnerships with our brothers and our sisters in the animal agricultural world, not just because we both can benefit from one another, but because, quite frankly, a lot of our farmers across the country are raising hogs, or they're raising chickens, or they're raising beef cattle, and in addition to corn and soybeans.
It's an industry working to produce better feed, to produce better livestock for all of us. Thank you, Kyle, for that update.